So how am I going to put a foot overhang on this roof without building a scaffold or getting a ladder? Watch this video. I'll show you how. Before we get started here, I gotta mention that I have a moderate fear of heights. I really hate working off the edge of these roofs, but I figure out how to get this thing done. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 sections of the overhang that I'm going to build. And as you watch, you're going to see that I change up how I do it each time and found out how to make it easier. This first section, I lowered the 2x8 baseboard down on some supports that I put off of the bottom of the beam on the porch, and that's holding that 2x8 there. Now I go back and lay out the purlins, the 16-inch centers of the purlins, and attach it to the top of that 2x8. So now I'm going to attach a temporarily to hold the 16-inch centers, the purlins, the 16-inch centers. I attach a board on the other end of that 5-foot span there. Now's where I find out that I gotta find a better way to do this. This is too heavy to lift up off of there. I figure out a way to do it, just muscle up, but that wasn't the easiest thing to do. And now I have to flip it so I can put sheeting on that foot overhang. So I need to make sure this is stiff and tight here. So I put in a couple more screws, and then I go and attempt to flip this thing.
Somewhere between the edge of
Little heavy. I didn't show putting the sheeting on the bottom of this or getting it out over, but I do on the next 2. Now here's the second overhang, well actually a third overhang. I didn't show the other section. This is the third overhang, and I came up with a completely different way to do this. First I laid out the purlins on the roof, and I measured in 2 inches, and I attached a piece of sheeting. I'm hoping at this point that I can sheet this, the foot overhang, and then flip this without all the weight of the 2x8 hanging off of it. And I have plans on how to get that 2x8 on there, so stay tuned and watch that.
Well, I said it's not the end, and I swore I'd get you back again, but now I can't believe that he and you said I do. I wasn't there watching you, but a chill came over me when that preacher man spoke that prayer. I swear
So there's much less weight doing this way. I flip it over without any problem. Now I'm going to attach that 2x8, but before I do that, I'm going to build this end up 8 inches. We'll just scrap 2x4s, and then I'll lift up and set that right on that 2x8. Now I can attach it down where I need it to be. I had to figure out, how far off the edge it was going to be, because I'm going to match that 2x8 with the one that's already out there.
memories that pine box won't shut. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. A
So after screwing it on, we flop it off there and we just push it out to the edge of the roof, and we're hoping that it doesn't go clear off and hit the ground. So we just nudge it until it flops off that first foot, and then we pull it up tight so that the 2x8 15-inch degree cut that I made on them at the peak matches together. And then we just go back and attach the purlins to the, which would be the 4x8 beams that are underneath that roofing. And there we have an easier way of putting that overhang out over there. One more to build, which I'll show you here in a little bit, that I do pretty much the same way, I believe. This ended up being a lot easier than the original way I did it. But here's the last overhang off the other end of the building. And again, I'm getting my purlins sat at 2 inches off the edge of the purlin, and then put the sheeting on there. Once I get the ladder out of the way, or get out of the way of the ladder, I didn't want it that close to the edge of the building because I have to flip it, as you've seen on the other one. But we get this sheeting on here, get all the purlins set up, and then we'll flip this thing.
This love's gonna carry me to my grave. I'm just another soul trying to be saved. This love's gonna carry me to my grave. Love and understanding and accepted your ways from the corners of the earth. Now where you scream my name, I'm just beginning to regret you.
Now it's time to flip it. Then again, get that 2x8 out there, build up this end 8 inches, and then set that right up on there. That's so much easier than that first way I did. I can't imagine how I did the first one actually, but this made it easier. And again, you just get your 16-inch centers and screw it fast to that 2x8, and then after that we'll slide her out over there. So there you've seen how a guy that's got a moderate fear of height, don't really like to get to the edge of any roofs, builds that overhang off the roof and is able to get it in place by himself. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of the roof purlins, there's another video coming up, and then we'll put the metal on. There's already metal on half of this, but in this video, but I'll show you putting the metal on the roof. And subscribe to the channel to see this complete build.